I called my daughter's boyfriend son. I'll never forget his reaction. My daughter has been dating James for 2 years now. Before meeting him, my daughter strictly warned me not to mention his dad or any family members, as he's not close with them. I didn't ask what happened because it wasn't my place to know. Honestly, I liked him a lot. James is a good man, responsible, neat, and he truly loves my daughter. We bonded well, although I had only met him a handful of times. A few days ago, my daughter came to visit me with James. I was working on my car. James looked curious and asked what I was doing. I told him I was doing basic maintenance, like changing the oil and checking the tire pressure. We got into a conversation, and he told me he didn't know the first thing about taking care of a car, let alone fixing it. He always just paid a mechanic to do it. I was surprised. I told him I could teach him a couple of things if he really wanted to learn. There's no need to waste money on basic fixes. He was a fast learner. In no time, he picked up everything I was teaching him. After he finished, I patted him on the back and said, "Well done, my son." The expression on his face changed. One moment he was happy, and the next his mood completely shifted. He broke down, crying on the floor. I did my best to calm him down, but he was inconsolable. By the time my daughter came in, he was curled up in a fetal position. I was completely confused. My daughter took him inside to comfort him, I guess. He ended up spending the night. My daughter simply took his dinner upstairs to their room. Later, she came downstairs and demanded to know what had happened. I told her everything in detail. Suddenly, she got mad at me too. She was almost yelling, asking why the hell I said, "Well done, my son." She had specifically told me not to mention anything about his family, but I didn't. I just said, "Well done, my son," because it's what you say when you're proud of someone. I didn't even use the word father. It just slipped out. I apologized and asked if I could talk to him and say sorry. She was still upset and told me to forget about it. He wasn't in good shape after that. A couple of days later, my daughter called and asked if I could come to her place. Of course, I said yes. When I got there, the first thing my daughter did was hug me and apologize for yelling and berating me. She admitted she was wrong and should have handled it more maturely. I told her it was fine. She also said James wanted to talk to me. He was in their room. As soon as I went in, he started apologizing and said he didn't want things to turn out the way they did.